Hey everybody, this is Mike from Bulletn, and today is May 10th, 2023. And it just so happens to mark the day that is my 38th time around this big fiery ball of gas in the sky that we call the sun. So that's right, today's my birthday, and we're going to take a look at my EDC, my everyday carry. I'm going to make it a tradition to kind of take a look at it every year on my birthday, and here it is for you. All right, I figure we start with the things that everyone wants to see the most, right? It's the gun. Everyone wants to know what you're carrying. Well, based on my shirt, I don't think it's going to be very hard to tell what I've been carrying these days. For me, it is the P365 macro. This gun is awesome. It's a perfect size for me. I have it in several iterations. I have multiple sizes, different slide lengths. I use them in different situations, but for my everyday carry, it's this guy right here. It has a Holosun 507K green on top. Green works a little bit better for my colorblind eyes. And I just think this is a great combination. I've been shooting it for about 6 months now, and it hasn't let me down, and I'm a big fan. In conjunction with the macro, I've been using one of these. This is a First Wave Tremis Dynamics Signature Series holster. It is the only one in red that I know of in existence. Those guys at First Wave made me have a really ostentatious color like red because they wanted to make it clear that this was a prototype model and not a production model. But this thing has been great. This is the standard Signature Series holster, which typically gets worn at the 5 o'clock position, but I just wear it appendix. This is one of those things that I'll probably be, or I might be switching up this year, because I want to try out the new Trempendix rig from First Wave. A lot of people really like that rig. I haven't tried one yet, but that is definitely going to be something that I'm trying out over the next year. If I'm being completely honest, most of the time, when I have a gun on me, it's not in a Kydex holster. I work from home, and I like to be comfortable when I'm at home, so I don't usually have a holster on me when I'm hanging around the house. I like something a bit more comfortable. So I would say 90% of the time, I've been using one of these. This is an SOE FUPA. It is a fanny pack. It is my fanny pack of choice. It has a SOE nylon holster on the inside. So my macro fits in here, just like so. I have a pocket for a spare magazine here. And in the front, I can stick other things too. I just happen to have a Princeton Tech flashlight in here, some other things, my AirPods. You know, it's just a nice thing to also have as an extra pocket to keep other stuff around with me. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, if I'm at home, I'm wearing this, and that's what I'm using instead of a traditional holster. Besides the gun this year, I started carrying something new. This is a ShivWorks clinch pick. I really like this knife. I made it a point to myself this year to start using or to start carrying a fixed blade knife on me at all times. And this one has really worked well for me. And I just love the form factor of it. It fits well on a belt. It tucks in, and if you're wearing a shirt that isn't tucked in, it just conceals really well, and it just stays on the belt line. So I've been really happy with that as my backup and fighting knife. Now I know you probably really just wanted to see those, but if you stick around to the end, there's some items that I think are even far more important than the big ticket fighting items. Actually, I kind of classify them all into the fighting thing, but we'll do those last. All right, let's go top to bottom. First up, sunglasses. My EDC sunglasses are the Magpul Terrain, I think these are. Magpul Terrain sunglasses. I really like these. I saw them at NRA show like 5-6 years ago for the first time, and I thought they did an excellent job with designing a pair of sunglasses, and I just really like the look, and they fit my face well, and they're ballistic, so these are kind of my go-to for pretty much every day. However, I do switch back and forth between these and one of my absolute favorite pair of sunglasses ever, the traditional Ray-Ban Aviators. These were a gift from my wife when I got my pilot's license. So they go with me everywhere, and they're super comfortable, and they're airy and open, and they're not super, super dark. So they're great in kind of transitional light environments. But these are my go-tos for sunglasses. All right, while we're talking about sun protection, I don't go anywhere without this nowadays, my hat. Mainly because I'm self-conscious about the bald spot. And honestly, there's nothing better than a good hat. I really like this one. It has Bulletn on it, and this is black. So it's an OG hat. Only certain people get OG hats. Yeah, you gotta have a hat. Moving down, we get, I don't really keep anything EDC on the top torso. Oh, actually, here's one thing. My watch. I wear a Garmin Instinct Solar Tactical. It's a great watch. I used to wear an Apple iWatch, one of these guys. Not a big fan. You have to charge those motherfuckers every day. And if you don't, they die. This thing, while it says it lasts like 20-something days, probably more like 10, maybe a little bit more. It depends on how much you go outside in the sun, but I really like these. They also have some GPS features in them. I don't use them because I have GPS devices that work way better, but if I needed something, this thing is a great alternative. All right, moving down, the foundation of really any EDC system is going to be your belt. I've worn shitty belts, and I've worn really good belts, and let me tell you, they make or break the entire thing. So right here, I've moved beyond leather. I like the look of leather. This looks like a leather belt, but this is the Super Bio belt. I think it's by something like Daltac or something like that. It looks leather, but it is completely biothane, and it doesn't absorb water. It is really sturdy, and you see, you cannot, like, I cannot crush this belt. It's just not going to happen. So when I have this on, everything pretty much stays in place, and it's just a really good support for the rest of the system. And if you are looking for a belt, I highly recommend these. They work just like a regular standard leather belt, but it's biothane and it's completely synthetic, and it doesn't absorb water or stink at all. Like, that's the downsides of leather. Now let's get into the pockets. I'll go with my left pocket first. This is where I keep most of my support stuff. First up, this is a Surefire Tactician. It's probably one of the better tactical lights out there. I love this thing. It is super bright. I've done a couple things to it. I've added the Green Force clip onto the side because I hate bezel up in a pocket. I think it's stupid. This allows me to do bezel down, and it locks out the twist to stay on function, which just makes it totally a push to engage type function. This thing is great. It doesn't go very far. It is not meant for that. It is a very wide throw flashlight, and works really well for kind of close in defensive situations. I've been really happy with this. Also in the left pocket is my backup magazine. This is a 17-round SIG magazine for the P365, filled with Defiant TCX 115 grade. That is what you should be carrying. Unless there are specific situations where you can't, the Defiant ammunition is the fucking best. Pete is an awesome dude, and he will always be part of my EDC. 115 TCX 9mm is my go-to. I am carrying that in a extra carry. Extra carry makes different size little bucket things that fit in your pocket, sticks out the top kind of like a knife does outside the pocket, and in that I can fit a 17-round magazine. This one is for the 15-round SIG magazine, but the 17-rounders work just fine, and it doesn't stick out the top of the pocket, so I'm a big fan of those as well. So when it sits in the pocket, this just sits forward, fits in there just like that. They make different sizes. They're great. This is my kind of preferred method of carrying an extra magazine, especially when I'm doing it in a pocket. Also in my support pocket is my keys. Nothing really special here. My truck key, some other keys for the house, and I also have one of these kind of like utility keys on here. This thing's a fun thing. Comes in handy, although you would be surprised at the number of times that this key has been found at a security checkpoint and other things that they really wouldn't want to be in the security checkpoint getting through. Like, they pick this thing out of a lineup every time and go, that has a knife on it. Man, if I could do anything with this tiny little knife, I would be impressed. Like, this thing is not doing anything, but people notice it. So utility keys, those are cool. Moving on to the other side, I have my SOE Trifold wallet. It has served me a long time. It is in Woodland, which is the best camouflage pattern, if you ask me. And it carries all the same things that you would normally carry inside of a wallet. It's got business cards, got my license in there. I'm not going to show you because it's got personal information in it, and you always need to make sure you hold on to your wallet. Also in my right side pocket is my iPhone, which I can't show you right now because it's one of the cameras filming this video. You know, just as a side note, make sure that you, if you ever use your phone for things that aren't necessarily communication, like games or GPS use, make sure it's charging when you do that. I try to make sure never to use my phone for things that could drain the battery and then limit me from being able to actually use it as my emergency communication device, because that's what it's meant for. Also on my right side, I have this, my ZT knife. I like it because it's spring assisted. It's easy to open, and it cuts a lot of shit. It stays pretty sharp for a long time. I've sharpened it once or twice. This used to be my kind of main fighting knife until I got my my clinch pick, and you know, it probably would have served well in that role, but honestly, I just don't like having to go through the extra process of opening up a knife for a defensive weapon. I've moved beyond from this being my fighting knife to now being my primary utility knife, just to cut shit open or, you know, get rid of some ropes, whatever. Along with that, the last thing I have in my side pockets is this. Another flashlight. Kind of a big fan of flashlights. Technically, I have probably 4 on me almost at any one time. I usually have a headlamp. I have this guy. I have my tactician. And then my phone, which also counts as a flashlight if you wanted to. This thing's great. It's USB rechargeable. So you can see here, little USB thing. It's pretty bright. I mean, it's not gonna blow out the tactician or anything, but it's a good utility light. And just like I have 2 knives, I have a fighting knife and I have a utility knife. I also have a fighting light and a utility light. I don't want to burn out. Like, every time I take out a light, I use them all the time, checking under the couch, doing whatever. I don't want to burn out my light. I don't want to burn out my fighting light just to look for like some loose change. I'm going to burn this out and then recharge it. What else? Oh, okay. Back pocket. Sometimes I'll carry with me another wallet. This time, it is filled with business cards. So I have some of my Tremis business cards in here. I've got some Bulletn business cards in here. Another SOE product with Tremis Dynamics patch on it, of course, because those guys are awesome. And yeah, you know, can't ever have too many business cards on you, really. So I carry a whole nother wallet just for business cards nowadays. All right, the last thing I want to show you guys, and in my opinion, the most important thing that everyone should be carrying, more than the gun, more than a knife, it's medical. For me, I carry it in my left cargo pocket because I'm wearing cargo shorts right now, but it can shift around depending on what I'm wearing and when. But for the most part, I always carry these 2 items. One is a windlass tourniquet. I made it a big thing for myself this year to always carry a windlass tourniquet with me. I just think that they work a lot better. They're a little bit more foolproof than, non-windlass tourniquets. And I just think this one is a great, great option out there. This is the ETQ from Snake Staff Systems. And I've been really impressed with it. It's really small, and it's nice because it also fits anywhere that a single pistol magazine would fit. So this is that extra carry I showed. Wow. Bam. This thing fits right inside of the extra carry single mag holder. So if I wanted to do that, I could. Now, along with the ETQ, I carry one of these. A pocket med kit. This one is the Live the Creed Pocket Trauma Kit. It has a few things on the inside. So I have some gloves, hemostatic gauze. There's a SWAT T tourniquet in here, as well as a small boo-boo kit with some bandages and wound closure stuff, but like non-traumatic bleeding things. So these two items are with me pretty much everywhere that I go. And I think that they're far more important to carry than the gun. That's it. That's everything. That's everything I carry with me every single day. Happy to share it with you all, but I have a question for you. What are you carrying? Pop down in the comments. Let me know. What do you recommend? What should I change? What can I swap around to make me and my family that much safer? Come join us over at the Bulletn community. Chat with us. Share your ideas. And in the meantime, remember to get smart, stay ready, and find training.